It rained again. We are having a very rainy winter this year, and it rained again, and I wasn't able to walk outside. So I was looking for a I mean, not looking for. I was trying to unpack some of the packages, you know, that some of the boxes I packed like 3 years ago when I moved, and I found this letter I received from, you know, our president of the university I was working for then. It's been just about 10 years. This happened in 2014, and it is now 2024, so it's been a decade, and still I'm very frustrated about this event. And it was so frustrating to me, not because, oh, by the way, this is a letter in Japanese, and with an English translation. It's a free translation, you know, meaning-wise translation, but you get the idea. So it's a letter from president of a university informing me that my performance in the past year was not good enough for a pay raise. There is a regular pay raise, you know, at the beginning of the year, and this letter informed me that they are going to skip, you know, this year's pay raise for me because my performance was bad due to the fact that I had received a severe reprimand, you know, from the university the year before. And I talked about this incident to my grad students, to my colleagues, and many of my colleagues, especially those, you know, those sort of like my contemporaries, you know, they tried to fight for me, so they know all about this. But, you know, the general public, you know, probably didn't know about this, so I decided to talk about it because I want to talk about it. I'm still very frustrated about this, and also this incident may help to some extent to help the general public, general viewers, say, to understand autistic people a little better. One of the characteristics. Okay, I'm going to talk about the incident in a minute, but let me start with this introduction. One of the characteristics of an autistic person, and I've been told, especially those who are autistic, but you know, their other skills are not other skills than, like, you know, a communication with other humans and stuff. There are other skills such as academic skills or language skills or athletic skills. They are intact. You know, those autistic people, they tend to actually excel in academics and also in sports, and like I was like that. And also even their language skills, other than like reading between the lines, you know, their straight language skills, like expressing their ideas and also reading something and getting the meaning, getting what is stated, okay, explicitly stated in the sentence or in the paragraph, whatnot. Those skills are, I mean, yeah, okay, I'm sorry, let me say it again. I was trying to say that those people who are autistic, but you know, if there are other skills, you know, but with intact other skills such as academic, athletic, and, you know, language skills, they tend to be very strict about rules. They cannot, including myself, just accept that you know, in this society, I mean, governed by laws and other rules, you know, ordinances and constitution and stuff, we have tremendous difficulty accepting illegal behavior and any other behavior which are behaviors which are in violation of set rules, agreed upon rules. You know, most countries, including Japan, do not have direct democracy, right? So it is indirect democracy in the sense that we choose our representatives and they set the rules, they vote on the rules and decide on the rules, and people abide by them. Anyway, so this was one of those incidents where I just wasn't able to accept an illegal means accept a violation of, in this case, a campus rule, I guess. Oh, also general traffic rules, you know, of the nation. And I exploded, and as a result, someone got injured. To be sure, I didn't punch anyone or push anyone. I'll tell you in a minute what happened. And as a result, I received this severe reprimand, and I had to apologize to the injured party and so on. And it's been 10 years, it's been a decade, but still, another person in me is still screaming in my head that, you know, the person who started all this went unpunished. And I was the only person who received this punishment. I mean, I don't care about money. If I cared about money, I would have become a lawyer or a doctor or something like that. You see, I wouldn't have become a mathematician. I wouldn't have become a scholar. No way, if I loved money. That's not the reason. But the fact that I didn't think I should have been punished, you know, that still boils my blood. Here's what happened. I was a pedestrian on campus, and I was hit by a bicycle. To be more precise, a bicycle went over my right or left, I forgot, my foot. Not at a very high speed, you know, but still, it went over my foot. Was I injured? No, not at all. The bicycle was moving very slowly, and it's just, you know, one person's weight plus the bicycle's weight, so it didn't even hurt much. So I wasn't hurt, but I was a pedestrian and I had right of way. So I stopped the guy, I grabbed his handlebar, and I stopped the guy right there and screamed at the guy. I mean, I shouldn't have screamed, but this is the thing. I mean, we autistics, we just cannot accept, you know, any violation like that. You see, when we are right, we tend to scream. Anyway, I screamed at the guy, and the guy he said something like, oh yeah, before I started screaming, first I just angrily said, "What are you doing? I'm a pedestrian, you're a cyclist. I'm right and you're wrong and you're supposed to avoid me," you know, something like that. But to that, the guy just simply said, "Abunai desu yo." That means you have to be careful because it's dangerous. And I got extremely angry and started screaming because, look, it's not, you know, it was not my responsibility to avoid the bicycle. It was the bicycle's responsibility to avoid pedestrians. Therefore, if there are pedestrians and the bicycle, you know, he was not able to ride his bike, then he should have walked the bike. Anyway, I screamed at the guy, and I kept screaming and screaming. It was near the school gate, and he tried to get out of the gate. He was not extremely rude. He replied to me, you know, several times, but I think he was trying to get away. So in order not to let him get away, I grabbed his bike's handle and I kept screaming angrily. Then, listen to this, a lady, it turned out she was 19. Later it turned out she was 19. But a lady who was working at a restaurant right where this incident happened, right by the site of this incident, you know, she came out of the restaurant and she started angrily, she started to accuse me of, you know, giving that guy, cyclist, a hard time. And she was saying more or less like, why are you doing this to him? And she was also very angry. Maybe she was also autistic, I don't know. And that didn't, you know, that fired me up even further. And I started, you know, yelling at her. Now I started yelling at her, and due to that pressure, I think since I was really besides myself and extremely angry, she later said she was very scared. But yeah, I believe her. I mean, I wasn't going to kill her or anything, but I was really, you know, trying to give it to her, and she receded, and in the process she stumbled and fell and injured herself. I didn't see any blood or anything, but I believe her. I mean, I think because of the way she fell, perhaps she had grazed the elbow or something, and that was the reason for my severe reprimand. Now, how about the cyclist? You know, the cyclist just got away. They actually talked to the cyclist. They said that to find out, you know, whose fault it was. They talked to the cyclist, but the cyclist didn't get any punishment of any kind. The cyclist was a student of Kyoto University, and I was on the faculty. And they said something like, here's another thing they said that made me very angry. I was on the faculty and he was a student, so I shouldn't be yelling at the student like that. No. I was right and he was engaging in wrongdoing. It doesn't make any difference whether I was an emperor and he was a peasant or whatever. I mean, it doesn't make any difference what we were. He was in the wrong, and I was trying to accuse him of his wrongdoing and make him correct his demeanor, you know, his behavior. But anyway, they let him go. They let the cyclist go, and the only person who was punished was me. I think I had to be punished, and I think I had to apologize, and I indeed apologized to the lady, because the fact was she was indeed injured, and I didn't push her. No. She didn't say that either. She was scared, and since I was coming at her, you know, she fell backwards and injured herself. But she, I mean, no one was punished except for myself, and this was, by the way, one of the big turning points in my, you know, in my stint at Kyoto University. Almost 20 years, 19-year stint at Kyoto University. In terms of my attitude towards my job, and also my, I don't know, level of happiness, I think. Up to this point, up to 2014, I was unhappy because some students, many of my students were lazy and they didn't abide by the rules, and many professors, you know, despite my repeated plea, they were not trying to correct rectify the situation. So I was unhappy, but there was nothing, no incident like this up to this point. But after this, I no longer, wanted to serve Kyoto University community by working my butts out. Also, I began to feel that human society, governing by law, by rules, even though we claim, people claim it's the way this society, and many countries are run, but governing by law is probably not, it's not fit for humans as they are. Or differently put, I began to feel that this society was so rotten. Human beings are so rotten and stupid. They don't even abide by the rules they set themselves. When I say themselves, since it is not direct democracy, it's indirect democracy, therefore the rules are set by the representatives. True. But nevertheless, they don't even abide by the rules they set themselves. And so I lost my desire at about this point. Right after this, I lost my desire to go all out, to work hard and improve Kyoto University and their students and educate their students. And also I lost my desire to make contributions to the betterment, to improve human society, something like that. So it doesn't mean I abandoned, all the effort I was making. No. At this point, it was 2014, I decided only to, this is a terrible thing, but live for myself, so to speak. Which doesn't mean I decided to be selfish and I decided to take advantage of others or anything like that. No. I just decided to, my goal shifted from doing the good for the society and for myself, shifted from that to doing my best to improve myself, not like society, not others, just to improve myself and to reach the height I would be able to reach, as high a level as a human being as possible. And I began leading my life just not for the betterment of society, but for the betterment of myself, to achieve my goals or to approach my goals. I would never be able to achieve my goals. I'm not talented enough, but so it's kind of sad, but that's how I feel about myself and about my life at this point also. I'm still highly frustrated about this incident in 2014. Actually, this happened in 2013, and what the university did about it. Again, it's not that. Since I injured that lady, I had to apologize to the lady and I had to be punished. It's true. But how about the cyclist? And how about the lady herself who, without knowing what what had transpired, just decided to accuse me of scolding that student, right? I mean, it doesn't make any sense of any kind. So it's still, you know, nowadays I live to improve myself, to reach lofty goals I set to myself. I'm not going to reach those lofty goals, like, for example, understanding this entire universe, you know, how space and time and energy and matter, how they are related to each other, and what happens to the universe or what's outside the universe, and all those things. I'm not smart enough to achieve those goals, but you know, I started doing things without regard to how good or bad it is. How good? Well, how should I put it? Yeah, I guess I started doing things, maybe this is the best way to put it. I guess I started more or less to ignore human society. I mean, I still abide by the rules and all that, true, okay? But yeah, I became uninterested, you know, in terms of, right. I no longer feel like I'm a human being. I'm a part of this human society. So my friends now are, you may have sensed this, my friends now are insects, even some interesting stones, not the cityscape, not the people who live in that city, but the cityscape, mountains, amphibians, reptiles, and science, generally speaking, math, physics, chemistry, biology, astronomy, you know. So anyway, I do not know, as usual, my talk became very fragmented and non-linear. This is a clear sign of someone, you know, I can talk a lot, and many of the things I say, you know, they make sense in their own ways, but a talk like this, a speech like this, a spiel like this is a hallmark of a person who's reasonably smart but not super smart. You see, if I were just simply dumb, I don't even have ideas, right? I don't even think what's right and what's wrong, so you know, I don't talk like this. On the other hand, though, if I were super smart, I'm only mildly smart. If I were super smart, I would be able to crystallize my thought and explain it in a very clear manner, organized, you know, fashion. I'm just unable to do it, but I don't know. I mean, I still, at the beginning I said autistic people, especially those who used to be called Asperger's, you know, this kind of syndrome, people used to be called to be suffering from Asperger's syndrome or something. That means, you know, as I just said, I'm repeating myself. Academically, I'm fine. My language skills are just fine, except when I have to read between the lines, you know. And athletically, I was good too. So I mean, I think it's such a shame that I really feel I can make more contribution to human society, and you know, but at this point I'm only focused on improving myself and reaching as high a place as I can get a place, yeah. It's an abstract term, but I hope you understand. I mean, as a human being, you know, academically and otherwise, you know, discipline-wise and all that, I like to reach the height as high a place as I can, yeah, reach in my life, and I'm just focused on that now. Isn't it sad? I mean, for the first almost 60 years, I was full of good intentions, you know. I worked so hard to improve myself, of course, but then, you know, once I successfully improved myself, then, I mean, my goal was really to contribute to the betterment of this human society, but I now don't feel this human society can become better. I mean, I no longer feel that it's worth the effort. So again, I want, many people misunderstand this, so I want to make this one point clear at the very end. It is not the fact that I didn't get this pay raise, but the fact, what annoyed me like hell, and it's, I think I'm afraid I'm going to feel this way until the end of my life. What annoys me is that those people who are in the wrong, those evil people, went unpunished, and I was punished with all the good intention, all the hard work. Yeah. And just to be sure, I'm not going to commit a suicide or anything like that. I'm enjoying my life, and I'm enjoying being with my insects and amphibians and reptiles. But it would be nicer, you know, if I could also enjoy being with other humans and being a member of this human society, and if I can enjoy making good contributions to human society, you know. But now I'm focused on making this world more habitable and more enjoyable, more comfortable for insects, amphibians, and reptiles. But my journey continues. Yeah. No one is going to keep me from improving myself, studying more, you know, doing good research and helping insects and reptiles and amphibians and other creatures other than humans. I don't know. I do not know how much sense I made. You have to forgive me because I'm not a genius. I just told you that I'm only reasonably smart. I'm not super smart. So anyway, yeah, the reason why, you know, every day my video is about my research and my insects and my yard and stuff like that is this. I don't even know if I have a friend. I tend to think I have 3 close friends who are all like me, but I don't even know if they think I'm I'm a friend of theirs. Oh yeah, I think I'll ask them. Being autistic themselves, I think they'll just state facts as they are. So if they don't think I'm a friend, they'll just tell me I'm not a friend. So yeah. So I think I'm not going to be of much value to human society, but I want to become, I want to be of great value for the insects and reptiles and amphibians and foxes also, dogs, all those creatures around me. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, I know what I'm talking about, but I do not know how much sense people can get out of my spiel today. Let me stop here. Yeah, but I guess, the general viewers wouldn't be able to understand me very clearly, but my grad students, since I talk like this all the time, I think my grad students would be able to understand, yeah, how I feel and how determined I am to improve myself and to improve this environment for my insects. Okay, I'm signing off. See you tomorrow. Actually, it's already tomorrow. It's already past midnight. So see you later today. Bye bye. Until next time. Bye.